I am Beth Miller, and I am the founder of the Marriage Saver program, and I am a marriage coach and infidelity coach. You can tell that my voice is a little bit hoarse today, but you know what? I have a valuable, incredible topic I want to talk about today, and it is how neuroscience can save a marriage. So you might be thinking, neuroscience, marriage, how are they connected? Well, very simply, our brain is in charge of all our thoughts. So if your thought is, I can't trust him, then we need to change those thoughts so you can trust him. If you are angry, you're driving thoughts that are creating anger, thinking of the past things he's done. That anger is then going to come through in thoughts, which will then leak into communication. So we have to figure out how to use neuroscience to save a marriage. So it's so powerful. This is the tool that I teach all my clients. It's extremely effective. If we were to look at the actual research of neuroscience and a particular technique called hypnosis, they say hypnosis is 93% effective. In the work I do, it's extremely effective. My technique is slightly different than hypnosis, but that works with neuroscience. So today I was showing you the number one way to repair a marriage, and this method is truly like life-changing, absolutely life-changing. And so let's start with this. Do both partners need to engage in changing and rewiring their brain? Absolutely, both do. But they may do so at different rates. If your husband isn't in a place where he's like ready to change his thought patterns, ready to own what he's done, ready to look at it from a deep lens of the pain he's caused because the guilt and shame just keep shutting him down, he's not ready to rewire his brain. He's in shutdown mode, bury things mode. But you're ready for change. You're ready for things to get better, but he's not totally on board yet. So do you need both partners to do this neuroscience, to really rewire their brain, unwire the things that aren't serving them, such as people pleasing or needing validation or seeking out some sort of feeling that they're chasing? Do you both need this? Well, ideally, yes. But if one starts like you, and that's what I do, I work with wives. I help them change and save their marriages through psychology and neuroscience. And the game changer really is neuroscience. So let's just do a quick neuroscience lesson. Very simple. So we have a brain. Here's our brain. Within our brain, we have memories that are stored. So imagine this filing cabinet, all these memories, some that we can access really easily, that they're right there at the forefront of our brain. Others are further back, maybe some childhood memories, maybe all those calculus facts, the history facts are all in the back of your brain, but they're all in there somewhere. And so we have these memories. And when memories form, they have beliefs associated with them. So just say you were picked on as a child because of your name. So you may think that your name, it could be like, this is, I don't know, Wienerbottom is your last name. And so people made fun of you. And so you have this belief of, I'm weird, I'm strange, I don't like my name. And so that's the belief that's then associated with it. And there's usually an emotion too. Maybe you're embarrassed when the kids tell you that. So now you have this feeling of embarrassment when you think of your name, potentially. So we have all these beliefs that are formed from memories. Memory of your parents yelling at you, which then made you feel like the belief is, I'm not enough, I'm not important, I don't do things well. Which then what happens is we have these memories, we have these beliefs of I'm embarrassed, I'm not enough, I'm not significant, then drive thoughts. So later on in life, yes, those things happen in childhood. Later in life, things are happening when someone maybe giggles about our name. They don't really mean to giggle about it, but they just, you know what, they just think it's kind of clever, it's kind of funny. Then all of a sudden you start to get embarrassed because in the past, people have made you feel a certain way about your name. Or if you are trying to do something well and your boss is like, I need you to redo this, it takes you back to when your parents used to say, that's not good enough, you need to do better. And so it's amazing how things in the past then form these beliefs. So memories then form these beliefs about ourselves, which drive the thoughts. And those thoughts then drive emotions. So when you feel like you're not enough, all of a sudden you have these thoughts of, I'm stupid, which then make you feel really sad. And then what happens is when we have these emotions, we then need to get rid of them. So we have behaviors and some sort of action that comes from it. So, sorry, my apologies. Just gonna grab a drink. So that's kind of the neuroscience piece here. And so if we want things to be different, we can't just talk back to those thoughts and tell those thoughts, you know what, I am enough, instead of the I'm not enough. One moment again. I am not enough. We want it to change to I am enough. But you're going to have to look in the mirror many times to be like, I love myself. You are enough. I love myself. You are enough. Instead, we actually just need to get to the belief, or even the memory, but get to that belief that says you're not enough and just rewire it from that point. So if we were to rewire your brain, you're then going to be thinking new thoughts about your marriage, new thoughts about yourself, new thoughts about your future and your past, which is how we save a marriage. So I apologize. I wanted to do this live so bad. So here we are talking about how neuroscience can save a marriage. So this is the method I teach my clients in 12 weeks. We rewire their brain. We undo the things, the thoughts that are not supportive, that are driving them to fear, embarrassment, shame. We undo those thoughts, those belief systems, so they create new thoughts. And that's what changes a marriage. If all of a sudden you are now having these thoughts of, you know what, I do trust my husband. I choose to trust him today. Conversations are going to be way different. And then if we can deal with the trauma of what happened, like the pain, the hurt associated with what he's done through the infidelity, if we can rewire that, all of a sudden you can see it. That was the past. It's not my future. I'm good. So it's so important that we kind of on that neuroscience level, we have all these memories stored in our brain, which then have these beliefs, which then drive these thoughts. And those thoughts are neural pathways in our brain. So just imagine this like highway system happening. And the neural pathways allow thoughts to travel down them. So just imagine all these little neurons kind of rolling down these neural pathways. And then what happens is when those neurons are released, these thoughts, what happens is your body signals a chemical to be released in your body. Different types of neurotransmitters get released in your body. And that's why we literally feel flooded by an emotion. So that neuron triggers an action in your body to fire a chemical into every cell of your body. So all of a sudden you're flooded with sadness, anger, shame. So it's really important that we have to change those thoughts. Because if we change a different marble, different neuron to go down the neural pathway, what happens is we just don't even have that thought anymore. And so when it comes to this, I use a process called hypnojourneying, which is rooted in hypnosis. But what we need to do is we have to use this like scientifically proven method that is growing in its research. It's becoming more mainstream. And it seems kind of like some people say it's kind of woo-woo. Does it actually work? Does it go against my values? Because it has such a taboo topic. Like it is a taboo topic, I should say, hypnosis. I was just talking with a client today and we both kind of had the same kind of experience in for me, it was in university where this entertainment show came to freshmen and to your first year students. And we got to watch this entertainment show where someone went up on stage and hypnotized everyone. And they were pretending like they were like thought they were in their underwear and they're all scared on stage. And something with like, I need to say is that hypnosis doesn't typically work that way. I'm not really sure. And I actually went on stage the one time and it didn't work for me. My client was saying, yeah, it didn't work for me. He ended up, whether you just kind of play along and then you hop off, like whether people are just pretending out there, because part of this thing when it comes to neuroscience and rewiring your brain is we really have to want the change. Like we just said, your husband, does he want the change? No, there's no chance you can hypnotize him to tell you everything that's ever happened. He has to have the will to want that change. If he wanted to figure out how to open up, then he could work with me and we could simply get to the root cause of maybe people-pleasing behaviors or the shame and guilt that he had as a child when he had to tell his parents he did something wrong. Like there's reasons why he's not opening up. But again, he's not there yet. So you have the power to be the catalyst to spark the change into repairing communication, rebuilding trust, and dealing with the trauma that you're experiencing. And so some questions that people have when it comes to like hypnosis or hypnojourneying is, I'm just going to look over here because I have some of the questions that people had come up with. Let's see, we have, yeah, are you always in control? Are you like giving up all control so that I can then teach you to walk down the street and quack like a chicken? There's no way I could ever do that, ever. It can't be something that's against your will or your value system. If it's something that you want to feel like you're enough, you want to feel like you're in control, then you can have it and you can allow me to do that. And what happens is I simply give you a beautiful prompt like, go to a time you didn't feel like you're enough. And it may be your marriage, but it may be childhood that pops up. And we start working on different memories to really reprogram your mind to let go of the pain associated with those memories so that you can see I am enough. And then what happens from there is you're in a really relaxed state. We have multiple brainwave states. And the first one's beta. You and I right now, we're beta. We're thinking, we're analyzing, we're talking back and forth. We're using very much our logical planning mind. There's a meditative state, which is just very at peace. Sometimes you can feel this when you're just kind of in that, watching your kids do something amazing. You're just like really into it. That's what we call alpha, very present. And then we can get down to the next one, which is theta. And that's where I get my clients. It's a little bit deeper than alpha, but it's not sleep. Like sleep is delta. Then you're out of it. Then you don't know you don't have any logical mind happening there. You're very in the subconscious mind when you're in delta. So this theta, it's not beta, you and I thinking. It's not alpha, just that present state. It's theta, which is between the present and the sleep state. And when you're in that deep sleep state, that's when we can really reprogram your mind to really try saving your marriage. And what happens is when you're in that deep state of relaxation, you're fully awake. You could open your eyes and be like, okay, what's going on? You could hear your kids like crying and you're like, oh, okay, I gotta get out of this and I need to go see them. But it's amazing because you're so relaxed that that chit chat logical mind that's saying, I don't know if we should trust. I don't know. Should I check his phone? The one that's giving you all these reasons to like be in fear of your future, we can quiet that and be like, it's okay. You can hush. It's fine. And when we're in that relaxed state, we can really go into the pain of the fear, pain of not being able to trust. And that's how we save marriages. And when you can get into that relaxed subconscious state. And the client I was talking to earlier today, she's a therapist herself. And she's like, this method is phenomenal. She's done individual therapy to help with the infidelity her husband did. And she's like, I just talk. I talk. I cry. I leave because I've had a good cry. I leave and I feel a little bit better because I had a good cry. But like, really, what did I do with my therapy session? Maybe she told me to like go hang out with him on the couch for 10 minutes and have a date, or go take a bubble bath, go for a walk, give yourself some me time. That is not going to rewire your brain or change any of those thoughts that are saying, I can't trust. I'm so angry at him. He told me he doesn't love me. He said he loves me, but he's not in love with me. How am I supposed to undo that pain? Going for a walk is not going to solve it. So that's why we have to get into where you've stored these, where the little like scars are within your heart and within your brain. We have to start to heal it. So that's why neuroscience can save a marriage. And it just takes one. One of you has to be willing to step up and be like, you know what? I'm ready to deprogram all the pain and trauma that he's caused me. Because trauma really is, you can have little traumas, big traumas, but what it really is something that's happened, an event or multiple events that have changed your behavior. And so if you're responding differently to him being on his phone, there's probably some trauma associated with it. His phone goes upside down, face down, and you're like, okay, I feel like anxiety coming up. I feel coldness in my body. I feel a little bit shaky. He's late getting home. He's turned his location settings off. Like, we are then programmed to have a certain response because there's certain thoughts that then dominate these emotions in our body. We're flooded with fear because of the thought that said, where is he? Is he doing this again? So we need to change that belief. The belief would be, you know what? I see he's not home now, but I'm okay. In this moment, I'm fine. I will wait for him to come home. And then you don't have the thought that drives the fear, and you're just good. You're at peace. You're waiting. And that's how we save a marriage through neuroscience. Okay, some other questions that came up. Does hypnosis, or I use a process called hypnojourneying. It's coined through myself in the Marriage Saver program. I use hypnosis to get my clients just deep, relax. And it's simply like listening to my voice. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. You're going to imagine yourself on a staircase, and I'm going to say 10. You take a step down. You're going to feel deeply relaxed. 8. Take another step. Deeply relaxed. 7. Deeply relaxed. And I just count back from 10. All of a sudden, it just allows that conscious mind to just take an exhale, so you can just really go inward. You're not asleep, but they call it a sleep of your nervous system because you're just more relaxed. And when you go deeper relaxed, you're just going deeper into the awareness of yourself, into those feelings, into those emotions. So does it actually work? Well, it absolutely does. There's tons of growing bodies of research that are stating this is a really effective way. Neuroscience and reprogramming your mind is becoming more forefront, which is so amazing and so exciting. The more and more I've been doing this for years, the more people that hop on a quick call with me to learn about the program, they're like, oh yeah, I know a little bit more about it. Like, it's interesting, because when I first started talking about it, people were like, ooh, hypnosis. And I felt the same way actually when I became certified, but I knew its power. I knew how it helped me, but I felt this little bit of shame almost when I was like, I'm certified as a hypnotist, and but people are very supportive, but it was my own bias that I had to get rid of because of that experience in university when I saw people like quacking like a chicken and pretending they're in their underwear on stage. But I'm like, that is not the style. I don't even know what that is. So how do I know if it worked? So if you do it, how do you know if it works? Well, the women who do my journeys, it's phenomenal. They always feel better at the end. They feel more connected to themselves. They feel like a backpack's been lifted off. They feel like they've released the weight of, just say it's an image, you're working on an image, you form this image in your head of them being intimate together. We worked on releasing that, letting it go in these beautiful hypno journeys. And the hypno journeys are anything from like trust hypno journey, fear hypno journey, self-doubt, your confidence, rut stuck, you're really stuck in anger, boundaries, clarity hypno journey, just a general trigger hypno journey, stress relief hypno journey. There's such beautiful journeys in this I apologize, in this program that you feel incredible after. And I don't want you to leave a hypno journey without feeling amazing. You'll feel empowered. You'll feel like, I got this. Like, I feel like myself. Because that's what we want to do. We want to get you back to who you are. And if you've never been who you want to be, calm, confident, feel like enough, significant, funny, just if you don't know who you are and you want to find yourself again, because so often infidelity will do that to a wife who's been betrayed. You lose yourself because for so long you've been like, something's up, but he just keeps denying nothing's going on. So you lose yourself, and it's so emotional and so upsetting that you feel like you're broken. So we have to put you back together, figure out who you are. You're going to be a better version of yourself. Again, the client I was talking to earlier, she's like, I like myself more. I love myself. I'm confident. I don't care as much about what other people think. I am solid in who I am. All right, so this is another question. Why do people choose kind of this hypno journey, neuroscience route over other modalities? And like talk therapy, journaling, vision boards, they're all fantastic. But a hypnosis session is phenomenal because it's just getting to the root. We don't need any of that fluffiness. We don't need to talk about all the details of the affair. We just need to know how you're feeling. I'm feeling so sad. I can't get up in the morning. So sad. Well, let's figure out why. Why can you not get out of bed in the morning? Because I'm so scared. Because I'm so angry. Because I'm just so deeply hurt and heartbroken. And so we can actually just go into your heart and figure out why is it broken. We know why it's broken, but what are you holding on to? Like, what energy are you holding? Does it feel black and broken? And if so, we want to like bring in this beautiful light into it. Be like, I am okay. I am worth it. I'm enough. I want my marriage. Today I choose my marriage. And so we're doing this programming of your mind, letting those other thoughts go so that you can show up as your best self. Because what happens is if you start to show up better, you're happier, your vibration's higher, your husband's going to sense that too. He'll also sense that you're not as fearful, that you are learning to trust again, that you're happier, that you are more confident in yourself. And that's attracted to him. And what happens with my clients is they start to change their brain, and all of a sudden their husband starts to open up more because he feels safer. Maybe he's never felt safe in his past to truly open up about his mistakes. And he then sees you as a safer place. So it really helps break these old patterns. And you can be the catalyst for change with your husband too, just by changing your brain. What else do I want to share here about questions? We had a bunch of other ones come up here. Yeah, what should I know before doing hypnosis? Okay, it's not magic. It's not magic at all. It's not an entertainment show. It's not this miracle healing. It's anyone can do it. If you can close your eyes and listen to my voice and answer questions, simply like go to a time where you felt out of control. There we go. A memory will pop up. Go to a time where you felt guilty. A memory will pop up. And that's as simple as it is. It's just pulling these memories. And whenever memory pops up, it's usually one that you need to work on. And you're never surprised. You're never like, whoo, I didn't know I was holding on to that memory. So it's a really empowering thing. What can hypnosis not do? It can't change your appearance. All of a sudden, you can't like look in the mirror and be like, I now like my nose is bigger or something. Like you can't do that. It can't it can't heal like physical wounds on your body if you're cut. It can relieve pain, it can reduce stress, and it can't go against your values. Like I can't program you to go rob a bank. It's just not possible. Are there any negative effects? No, I've never stumbled across. Sometimes women will feel like this like complete release, like it's like their body, they just took off a backpack. So anyway, I think I'll leave it at that. There's a ton of different things, benefits to this. It's a phenomenal tool in regards to really using neuroscience to change your marriage. You are the catalyst for change. And so, like I said, this is a method I teach within my programs. I'm trying to think what I want to do for you here. If you're just curious, like you want to know more about the program, like if you're just curious, like tell me a bit more about the Marriage Saver program, I'll just type the word SAVE, like SAVE. And what I can do, I can send you a link to my website if you just want to look over it. You can look at some of the hypno journeys that are there, just get things kind of flowing because you're curious, because there's so many methods out there. But type the word SAVE, SAVE, and I'll send you a little link to the program if you want to see it. Or if you have any other questions, type them below too, and I'll be sure to address them in another live. And I think that's it. Yeah, you know what? It's super powerful. You're awake the whole time. You won't reveal secrets. Nothing will shock you. It's just a really beautiful, gentle, empowering process, and how you can use neuroscience to truly save yourself and also save your marriage. All right, it was nice chatting with everyone. Have a good day. Bye.